Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Noki, and you're here once again for the news with Noki. And we have so much to go over today, so let's just jump right in. To begin with, if you were somebody who thought that Pokemon Sword and Shield was going to do absolutely terribly upon its launch, and that nobody in their right mind would actually buy these games, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you were a little wrong. It is being reported that over 6 million copies of these games were sold worldwide, and 2 million of which were sold here in America alone, making it the biggest release for the series here in the States. Not to mention, it landed all top 3 sales positions in the UK with its physical copies of Sword, Shield, and the Double Pack. And Pokemon Sword alone is now 3rd overall for the entire year in the UK, behind FIFA and Call of Duty. Even though Pokemon Sword is only sold exclusively on the Switch console, and it also has to split its sales with Pokemon Shield. All of this despite massive controversy surrounding the game leading up to its launch. Whether that was about the National Dex exclusion, or the graphics of the game, or the gameplay mechanics, there was a ton of negative commentary leading up to their release. Though, now that the games have actually come out and everybody has had the chance to dive in firsthand, the overall review from players themselves has been absolutely positive and beaming with excitement over everybody's adventures in Galar. And I've even seen many people declaring these games their absolute favorite in the entire franchise. And I have to admit, I'm probably 100% there too. Absolutely are there things that I wish would have been included in these games. I mean, honestly, I've had that with every single Pokemon entry there's been since the dawn of time. Though that doesn't mean that these aren't the absolute best overall Pokemon games we have ever received. And quite honestly, looking forward, it gives me so much excitement to see what the Pokemon Company and Game Freak has in store for us for the years to come. Moving on, we have the brand new Pokemon anime. And although I haven't had the opportunity to watch this series yet, like many other things in my life, since there's so many things going on in the nerd world right now. However, there have been raving reviews about how this series is bringing a brand new life to the Pokemon anime overall, and everything that I'm seeing so far is getting me so excited to check it out. Though, if I'm being completely honest, I do have a few more seasons of the old Pokemon anime to catch up on first, since I'm a bit of a stickler about continuity. Up next in the Pokemon world, we have Go, where it's been announced that even more Team Rocket members will be making their way into the game. And not only that, but there's the exciting news that now you can store up to 3,000 Pokemon on the Pokemon Go database, and they've added an additional item storage to now be able to store 2,500 items as well. Granted, you will still have to pay to get this kind of capacity. However, it's always a welcome upgrade to be able to add more Pokemon to your collection, especially when you consider that the brand new Galar Pokemon will most likely be making their way into the game somewhere in the near future. And now to... Actually, there isn't anything to discuss really in regards to Marvel. However, I did want to go over something very, very important about Star Wars. I mean, just look at that thing. It's so adorable. This shouldn't even be legal to be on television. Baby Yoda has absolutely taken over the internet, and honestly, it's probably one of my new favorite images for memes. Either way, The Mandalorian is still something I haven't had the opportunity to dive into yet, and I know that gives me marks against my nerd card, but, I will get there, and I will get there soon, because I am just itching to find out all of these amazing things that they're delivering through the Star Wars universe, and how they will end up tying into the rise of Skywalker, which is something that's been floating around the Star Wars community a lot. And finally today, we have an extremely important update regarding the COPPA law and all the regulations that came with it that were to be implemented onto YouTube and would cause extremely difficult circumstances for most of the content creators here, including myself. The FTC has clarified, maybe even due to the massive amount of outcry that came out regarding the vague language regarding the law, that most channels that are family friendly, however, don't intend to pursue an audience younger than the age of 13, are not covered and therefore would not be penalized under this law. Meaning that from the FTC standpoint, Myself and many other content creators that many of you probably enjoy on a daily basis are most likely safe. And this is definitely great news. However, I still hold a bit of hesitation and caution regarding the fact that it is still YouTube's bots that will ultimately be in charge of deeming what is and isn't deemed as child-friendly. Meaning that there's still room for many mistakes to be made, especially when robots take things a bit out of context. Either way, I've decided that I'm going to continue making content here on YouTube and trying to grow this channel, though be a little bit more consciously aware of how I overall present the channel, and maybe even add a bit of a disclaimer somewhere in the videos to make sure everybody understands that this channel is for a general audience and not in any way, shape, or form intended for children under the age of 13. In fact, if you are indeed under the age of 13 and you are watching my content, I really do hope that you are doing so with the consent and viewership of a parent present as well. I myself am a parent of 3 children, all under the age of 13, and I can attest that I do not let them watch anything on YouTube unless I am there to view it and know what they are watching. I definitely understand the need to protect children's privacy, and I really hope that both content creators and YouTube and the FTC can all work together to figure out a way where people like me can still form a community here on YouTube, share our passions, and be able to do so without another government body coming down on top of us, making things almost impossible. However, that's gonna do it for the news this past week. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you like, comment down below what your favorite story of the day was, and share it with everybody you think will also enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Professor Noki, signing out once again for Noki Talks.